hell?
My name is Optimus Prime, and it is not what it looks like.
Hello, you're watching Robot Jungle, the internet's most show-accurate Transformers nerd, and in today's episode, we'll be looking at the Transformers Studio Series 86 Commander Class Optimus Prime. Starting with the packaging, Prime comes in a lovely box, which is to be expected from a Commander Class figure. Open it up and we've got a trailer, roller, some accessories, and Prime himself, but we can look at him later. Being a Commander Class figure, Prime comes with a lot of stuff. Outside of the aforementioned trailer and roller, there's also his iconic Iron Blaster, Energon Axe, 2 blast effects, anti-aircraft gun, and some effect parts for vehicle mode. He also comes with a Matrix of Leadership, which can be accessed by opening up his chest. The trailer is the main attraction here. Open it up, and you can turn it into some kind of repair bay or battle station, or whatever your imagination desires. It's also useful as it stores all of his accessories, featuring a nifty little storage container on its underside. Neat! Also, you can combine Roller and his AA gun into this thing.
Wow!
So yeah, the accessories are excellent. They're high quality and basically cover everything you could possibly want from an Optimus Prime, without going too random. Looking at you, MP44 Starscream head and jack bag. However, although they're great, they aren't exactly mind-blowing. Like, if you've ever owned an Optimus before, chances are you've seen some variation of these accessories. So, moving on to the main course, and this robot is just mwah, chef's kiss, beautiful, excellent, straight fire, so damn good. The fact that Hasbro pulled this off at mainline scale is crazy. Even in a simple standing pose, he just oozes character and personality. This is largely in part due to the proportions. Prime looks powerful and sleek, with a massive chest and shoulders, but tapered waist and smoothed, wheelless legs. These proportions, along with how kibble-free this mode is, at least from the front, mean that Prime cuts an extremely clean silhouette that is instantly recognisable. In terms of shape alone, this figure captures the essence of what it means to be an Optimus Prime. The painting and sculpting are also excellent. Although there isn't a load of paint, the paint that is here has been applied excellently. The head is super sharp, and I'm a big fan of the shade of metallic blue that's been used for the chest boobies. The sculpting is also really nice. There's a surprising amount of surface detail which helps add a level of visual flair and stops the figure from looking bland. The only criticism I have of this figure, at least visually, is the backpack, which honestly isn't as bad as I thought it would be. From looking at pre-release photos online, I thought that Prime's backpack would be terrible, but I barely notice it now I have it in hand. It cleans up nicely and it doesn't stick out too much. It also locks in place, meaning it doesn't impact how he handles. But outside of the backpack, how does this guy feel? I'm very happy to report that this figure is pure hand crack. SS86 Prime is as solid as a rock. Everything tabs together really nicely, and all of the joints are toleranced perfectly. On top of this, the plastic used here feels extremely premium, giving the figure a nice, hefty, weighty feel in hand. I can't stress enough how fun this toy is to handle and pose, and damn can it pose. Okay, so this guy's got some pretty great articulation. We've got a ball joint at the head, double butterfly joints, shoulder up and down, shoulder rotation, bicep swivel, 90-degree elbow, wrist and hand, waist swivel, forward and back this much at the hips, out this much at the hips, thigh swivel, 110-degree knee bend, ankle tilt. The only real limitations here are the lack of an ab crunch, some limited head movement up and down, and no double jointed knees or elbows. That being said, it can still pull off basically anything that you'd want it to do. For size comparisons, here he is with a Core class, Deluxe class, Voyager class, Leader class, Commander class, and HasLab. So, all things considered, this robot mode is utterly incredible. In fact, outside of some back kibble and minor articulation limitations, I'd go as far as to say that it's basically perfect. However, there's more to this guy than just a robot, and that's where this figure really shines. because this Prime's transformation might just be one of my favourite transformations of all time. So, in the words of Optimus Prime himself,
I'm going to turn into a truck now. Birch, church, a charge, a ding ding church. Pack it up, pack it in. Let me begin. I came to win.
Okay, right, so as I said, this guy has a really fucking awesome transformation. So to start, you want to flip his hands into his forearms and rotate his arms backwards, like that. So that's his arms prepped. And then I'm gonna just do that. And untab his backpack here. Just put it down like that. And then we can flip these pieces out here. And then put on these side panels here and rotate his upper body around. Now come onto his backside and unclip this piece here and flip his head down. But first, you need to sort of push his ears in. You have to be careful here because it's quite tight. It's quite a difficult piece to move. So you just have to like force it in. Like that. See, that took quite a lot of resistance. And then you flip the faux grill over his head and move these ab sections forward. Now push these side panels back down again. And what you want to do is you just unfurl his entire backpack like this. Push out the actual grill. And just push the front of the cabin. And it should all start clicking in. Next, you can go to the back and tab his arms in. Just like this. Now, you should be able to just plug everything in here at the front, and it's very satisfying. It all just clips in. And these side panels lock the entire cab in place. Secret mode. Go walk. Alright. Unclip his waist and push it to the back like this. Then you can flip these little tabs out here on his feet. Flip these out. Flaps the feet. Now I love how his legs work. What you do firstly is you remove these panels on the fronts of the leg to reveal the wheels. Just like that. Then tab his legs together. Flip open these panels on the backs of his leg to go and press in to the truck bed. Then you can flip these pieces out and rotate them, fully forming the truck bed and the sides of the truck. And you can just clip this waste piece into the wheels here. Okay, I should have done this before flipping the sides of the cab out. There we go. And for the final step, flip the wheels out here. And there you go. Here he is in his lovely truck mode.
The transformation process is pure tactile hand crack. Each step flows naturally into the next, with a good mixture of fine panel sections and large chunky motions. Nothing feels over-engineered or like a compromise. Everything has a place, and it feels like it was designed to be played with. The heft and weight of the toy really come into play here, making this process deeply satisfying to complete in a way that really tickles my brain. The engineering here is also seriously impressive. I love how the sides of the cab unfurl from the backpack to tab everything together, and how the wheels effortlessly flip out from the legs. It strikes a perfect balance, complex enough to be engaging, but never frustrating or confusing. This transformation is genuinely addictive. I find myself constantly flipping between modes. Once transformed, SS86 Optimus Prime becomes a dense brick of cuboid Freightliner goodness. This vehicle mode is a gorgeous rendition of the classic G1 truck, nailing all of the key design features, and it is basically a red square connected to a blue rectangle. The paint is clean and well applied, with metallic silver accents and a subtle sheen to the red and blue plastic that makes it avoid looking toyish. This thing is also incredibly gratifying to hold, being nice and hefty and solid, which is unsurprising given how the transformation basically involves compressing Prime into a cube. The way the truck cleans up is also exceptional, with virtually no robot kibble outside of a small gap in the back that's hidden away by the trailer anyways. On the topic of the trailer, yeah, this thing is fucking awesome. You could even store a deluxe car in here for maximum vehicle shenanigans. There's also one final gimmick. Pop open the back of the truck to find these vehicle effect parts. Attach them to the front of Prime and you can recreate his iconic transformation scene from the 86 movie. I'm really glad that Hasbro included these pieces, as they add a lot of life to an already brilliant vehicle mode. Studio Series 86 Optimus Prime feels like the culmination of everything mainline Transformers have been building towards over the past couple years, renditioning G1 Optimus Prime with a level of aesthetic maturity and polish usually reserved for masterpiece scale figures. Outside of minor issues in the form of back kibble and some less than excellent but still very good articulation, I truly don't see how this figure could be improved. Now, is it worth your money? As a commander class, Prime retails for around £90 before shipping. This is a lot of money, especially when you consider that he's smaller than some of the bigger commander classes, like Armada Prime and Jetfire. That being said, this is one of the rare occasions where I think a Transformer is worth its retail price. When you consider how good the plastic quality is, how good the paint job is, how high its part count is, and how many accessories it comes with, I really think that there's enough here to justify the high cost of entry. There is rumour, however, of a lower priced version of 86 Prime releasing without the trailer and accessories, so if you really can't stomach the price, it might be worth holding off to see if that rumour becomes reality. That aside, I really do strongly recommend this figure. Giving it a rating, I genuinely think that this is a 9 out of 10. Very, very close to being a perfect Transformer, but still not quite there. Anyway, this has been Robot Jungle, and if you've enjoyed the video, I'd appreciate a like, comment and subscribe. They won't tell you this, but if you subscribe to my channel, YouTube will deposit $1 billion directly into your bank account. So, you should probably subscribe. But thanks for sticking around till the end of the video, and I'll see you in next week's episode, where I'll be seeing if I can fight 100 gorillas barehanded. Bye bye!